It's time now for your weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news. This is the Southwest Outdoors Report.
Early morning on Lake Tawakoni, Texas. What could be better? I'm excited to have you along for this week's show. And in the next half hour, we're going to be taking that Nitro Z8 out on that lake, which is one of the best kept secrets for striped bass and hybrid stripers and white bass anywhere in our Southwest region. We'll give you all the tips and techniques on how you can come to this lake and catch some of your very own. And while we're doing that, you get to go around the region for your latest fishing reports from Oklahoma, Louisiana, Texas freshwater, and along the Texas and Louisiana Gulf Coast with your saltwater reports. Also this week on the Lawrence Hot Lake of the Week, I'm going to be showing you a great fall bass fishing lake in the state of Oklahoma. Someone wins free sunglasses on the Coast to Catch of the Week and has their picture shown on our show, and much more. But first, before we get you back for your weekend planner, I want to mention that at the end of this episode, we're going to be putting a question up on our Facebook page. If you go to our Facebook page, answer that question, and click the like button to like our page, you'll be in a special drawing for the very first 5 of our brand new limited edition Southwest Outdoors Report t-shirts. They're not on the market yet. You'll be among the first to own those. At the end of this show, go to our Facebook page, answer the question, click the like button. You must click that like button to be eligible to win, and you could be a proud owner of one of the very first Southwest Outdoors Report t-shirts. Right now, here's Julie with your weekend planner.
Hey there everybody, it's time to check all the information you'll need for planning a fishing trip this weekend. According to the Salooner tables, things do not look too promising, with poor to fair conditions predicted. Saturday's best activity will take place at 4:05 in the afternoon, and Sunday's peak time will begin at 4:30 in the morning. Expect sunrise to take place at 7:36, with sunset happening at 6:48. And evenings will feature a crescent moon 34% visible. We'll be right back with all of your fishing reports from around the Southwest. And I'll have this week's Whataburger Ask the Pro, focusing on how barometric pressure affects fishing.
The Southwest Outdoors Report is brought to you by Nitro Performance Bass Boats. Fish your best in a Nitro. By Gene LaRue and Bobby Garland Lures. Quality soft plastic baits made in Oklahoma with American pride. By Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. And by Motor Guide Trolling Motors. Engineering for angling.
Bite. Eat it. You got it. Chased it up. Whoa. Got a good pull to start with. Hi everybody. We've made it out. The wind's calmed down and we've made it out on the lake, and there's the first fish, and that is a hybrid striped bass. Let's see if I can get him aboard. There you go. There's a little look at a hybrid. Got him hooked right in the jaw, and I caught him on the old trusted chrome jigging spoon. Little white bass action to start it with, and back she goes. We're at Lake Tawakoni today on what was a real windy morning. We spent 3 hours sitting on the boat ramp. I was literally scared to get out here because there were huge rolling waves out here, and we finally got a little bit of a break. Wind has died down to about maybe 15 miles an hour, something like that. Got out here and it didn't take long. So here's the deal out here. You're looking for 2 things. You're either looking for birds, and we did see some birds hovering around this area. So then I came in and cruised across the top of it, and I saw that. Once you see that, what you're looking at on your screen, that's bait above the fish, and then down below you've got a mixture of what's most likely hybrid stripers, striped bass, and white bass. They all mix on Lake Tawakoni. So I'm gonna drop back down here, try to catch another one. While that's happening, we're taking you straight east of here by about 6 hours over to Cajun Phil and Kevin in Louisiana.
Hi friends, this is old Cajun Phil with the Fox Louisiana Fishing Report. I tell you what, Captain Kevin and I, we just got back from the Slidell, Louisiana area where fishing was on fire. Actually, we caught a lot of fish. We ended up fishing 4th for the team of the year. We caught a lot of redfish, a lot of big fish. You want to catch big reds, get on down there, because we caught a lot of 20, 25, and 30-pound redfish. Right now, I would say southeast Louisiana is on fire. We talked to Captain Mike Gallo while we were down there. He had 3 boats come in. One day they had a limit of drum, a limit of redfish, a limit of speckled trout. I'm telling you, they were catching everything. We also talked to Captain John Falterman, and Captain John was coming in with good limits of speckled trout, reds, and drum. Now, as far as the freshwater goes, talked to Joe Jocelyn. Joe is a guide up on Toledo Bend, and Joe says, Cajun, right now the bass seem to be moving up into the springtime patterns, even though it's only fall. He said they're moving into the shallower water. They're hitting the Stanley, weed, wedge, spinnerbait. And he said they're doing really good on those. They're also hitting the Strike Pro crankbait in 3 to 5 foot of water. So, friends, right now, all the reports we're getting, all the fish we're catching seems to be on fire here in Louisiana.
Next up, it's your Lawrence Hot Lake of the week, and we haven't talked about one of the most consistent bass producing lakes in the entire state of Oklahoma in quite some time. So we'll do it today. It's Lake Sardis, located in the eastern and southern part of Oklahoma, southeast of McAllister. So let's locate it for you right now on the Lawrence HDS10, and you can see McAllister there in the lake southeast of there in the Ouachita Mountains. We zoom in and locate the dam on the southeast end of the lake, and my favorite area is on the opposite side, the northwest side right here. Next, we zoom in to show you that there is a string of islands and some points along this area. In fact, you could stay in this area all day and have a great chance to land some good bass. There are some submerged grass beds along this area, but you'll need a good fish finder to see them, like my Lawrence HDS system. You want to throw a spinnerbait, a lipless rattling crankbait, a topwater chugger, or a spook to catch these bass in the upcoming fall months. That's this week's Lawrence Hot Lake of the Week. We'll be back to Lake Tawakoni for more striper and hybrid striper fishing in just a moment. Eat it. Got it. Did you see that blow up? Oh, it's a hybrid. He's not very big, but he's a hybrid. Look at the mouthful of that bait that he's got. Man, how about that? All right. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Your SOR is careful. There we go. Out on Tawakoni today. Catching mostly hybrids today. I thought we'd catch some stripers too, but it's been mostly hybrids. That one hit as you saw, topwater bait, a spook bait. One more hybrid for you right here. I don't usually do this, but let me just go to a map real quick. I do want to show you the general area. If you've never been here and done this, I want to at least put you in the general area where most of the hybrids, most of the stripers are caught. And I'm going to first of all highlight an area here in green that's solid standing timber. You want to be real careful if you're anywhere in this part of the lake. But here, I'm going to highlight in kind of a light red color. This is the area, and it's a huge area, a lot of acreage, and you're going to have to cover a lot of water. But this is the area where most of the hybrids and stripers typically run. It's all deep. It's 40 to 45 feet of water for the most part, and they can literally be anywhere in there. So you've just got to use your electronics, watch for the birds, and you can see right here behind us, we've got tons of birds and tons of fish hitting the top of the water. So this is what you look for when you're on Lake Tawakoni. All right, we've got something working here today. It's been a good day already, and let's jump right now to Brian Hughes in Texas.
Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you by A1 Locksmith. Have you ever come back from a day on the water and found that you've locked your keys in your truck? Have A1 make you a door-only lockout key that's so thin it'll fit in your wallet, you'll never know it's there until you need it. Now, guide Danny Golden on Lake Ray Roberts tells me that the cormorants are starting to show up, and that means catfishing on the poop pattern. Take a hook, rig a spinnerbait skirt to it in all white. Throw it high in the air, let it plop on the water and sink. As it sinks, you'll hook up with some nice Ray Roberts catfish. That's simulating the cormorants expelling undigested bait fish, and that's what the catfish are looking for. Of course, you can also use standard cut baits or catfish baits, but the spinnerbait skirt pattern is just a lot of fun. That's this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you by A1 Locksmiths. Be sure and click on my picture on the web for more on Texas fishing. Now let's go out to Mr. Bill Olson. He's on the coast.
Hi folks, this week's report is brought to you by Puerto Ranches on Mustang Island, the fishing capital of Texas, where anglers enjoy pristine bays, estuaries, 18 miles of surf, and the deep blue waters of the Gulf of Mexico. Plus the local restaurants will even cook your catch come sundown. Come fish and play Texas Island style. For more information, visit the website on the screen. Well, yo-yo weather patterns have had the water temperatures falling and then rising with the passage of cold fronts and then warm-ups. Combine these weather fluctuations with a shorter photo period of the day, and that means trout and redfish are beginning to feed more aggressively and caught in shallow water. Now in San Antonio bays, the reefs continue to be the area of success. The difference is the water depth. Specks are being caught in 2 to 3 feet of water at the ends of reefs. Live shrimp under Alameda rattling cork is best. Similar reports have come from East and West Matagorda bays. East Bay, it's around the shallow shell, while West Matagorda, the shallow grass beds and guts are giving up redfish and trout. Topwater lures are working well, as are soft plastics and live shrimp. Out of Port Isabel, Longbar, Gaswell, and Mexiquita Flats have busted loose with good catches of specks and reds. South Bay adds mangrove snapper and flounder to the mix. Both live bait and soft plastics have been catching fish. On the upper coast, Sabine, Trinity, as well as East and West Galveston Bay and Chocolate Bay have solid bird activity. That's keeping anglers on speckled trout with some scattered reds. Flounder continue to move from mouths of bayous to points and flats. Fishing will accelerate after the next frontal passage. This weekend, Saturday has a double tide schedule of 2 high and 2 low tides. This Sunday has a single low tide as the only tide of the day. I'm Bill Olson, and I'll see you on the coast.
The Southwest Outdoors Report is brought to you by Tracker Boats, Fish the Finest, by Lowrance, and the all-new HDS Gen 2 with Structure Map Overview, by Stren Fishing Lines, the standard of dependability, by Costa Sunglasses, see what's out there, by Whataburger, proud to serve it hot and fresh 24 hours a day, and by Academy Sports and Outdoors, right stuff, low price, every day.
Hey, welcome back everybody. We finally had something really good happen. As you can see in front of me, a huge school of something. Stripers or hybrids, maybe a few white bass mixed in, has come up and just started blasting the surface. We've got birds everywhere. This is every angler's dream right here, and I've got a topwater bait on. I'm gonna throw it out there and see if we can show you one blowing up on it. Got it, he got it. Oh man, look at that, that's a big one there. Look at the size of that big daddy. We're gonna have to slip the net under that one. And there you go. Man, welcome back everybody. We are in a fish rodeo right now at Lake Tawakoni. I'm using 20-pound test, which you gotta have. I got 20-pound test fluorocarbon line on here. And you better have some bad to the bone line if you're gonna come do this, because these fish will tear your equipment completely up. Thankfully, I got that one hooked just right in the top of the mouth. Well, we're on Lake Tawakoni, and let me show you something here while I'm unhooking this fish. Some really cool video. You're looking for bait and you're looking for fish, and you can see them both on the Lowrance HDS 10, and we'll show you a quick shot there, but you can actually see bait and fish. And when you're driving around, this is actually what you're looking for. You're looking for these places where you can find fish and bait in the same place. There's the big spook topwater. There's a nice hybrid striper right there, and we're going to keep a couple here. 18 inches long, and that one easily will make that. So we slip him in the live well, and while I'm doing that, we're taking you to Gary Dollahan up in Oklahoma. Wow, what a rodeo.
Hey, I got to spend some time on Grand Lake this past week and see a little bit of everything that's going on this body of water, which should transcend to most of the lakes across our state at this particular time. As far as the black bass fishing, a lot of bass are being caught extremely shallow, anywhere from a few inches of water up to 4 or 5 feet deep on a variety of different baits. Fish are being caught on rattle trap type baits, square-bill crankbaits, and soft plastics like the biffle bug and the rattling crawler. Things like the shallow rocky points are doing extremely well as the windy banks that have some chunk rock and a break line off of those. Look for those areas that you see shad activity. A lot of shad are breaking on top this time. Again, long casts, cover as much water as you can of those shallow water conditions, especially those rocky points at this time. As far as the crappie fishing, the black crappie on Grand are being caught around the docks, just underneath the flotation of those docks, so concentrate about 2 to 4 feet deep. Now as far as white bass in Grand Lake, man, it's unbelievable right now. Ivan Martin's had several guide trips, and on this particular day he had Jim Edlin, who writes fishing stories for North American fishermen. Ivan showed him how good Grand really is for white bass. Up around the Shangri-La area, anywhere you've got the wind coming into those rocky shorelines, the white bass can get in there and really stack up right now. Ivan and Jim were throwing a Bobby Garland 2-inch swimming minnow on a 1/8 ounce round ball jig head, just casting to the banks and retrieving them. The white bass were in there thick and they were eating them up. And it's not just that area. Ran into several boats on the water and the boat ramp, saying that anywhere you've got that wind coming in, you have the birds present, you have shad presence, the white bass are there, and they really are nice. White bass fishing October in Oklahoma, hard to beat. One thing about it, you can't catch them if you don't go.
Don't forget, at the end of this episode, go to our Facebook page and do 2 things. Answer the question and click the like button. If you do both of those things, you'll be eligible to win one of 5 of the brand new limited edition Southwest Outdoors Report t-shirts that we're giving away at midnight on Saturday night. But you've got to do both of those things, answer the question and click the like button.
The Southwest Outdoors Report is brought to you by Mercury, the official outboard of the Southwest Outdoors Report for 10 years running. By Excite, start positive, stay positive. By Lose Reels and Rods, feel the difference. And by Onyx Personal Flotation Devices and Rainwear, keeping you safe on the water.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for our Whataburger Ask the Pro. This week's question is from Dale in Round Rock, Texas, who asks, does barometric pressure affect the way fish bite? If so, what pressure, rising or falling, seems to work best? For the answer, we asked last year's winner of the Toyota Texas Bass Classic, Keith Combs.
Everything in the weather affects the way fish bites, but pressure is probably the most understood. I don't really consider it a lot when I'm tournament fishing, because you got to go out and you got to catch them regardless, but it definitely affects them. And I would say like a low pressure system is probably going to make the fish bite.
Thank you, Keith. If you have a question for one of the pros, just visit our website at southwestoutdoorsreport.com, follow the Ask the Pro link, and submit your information. Now back to Barry with our Costa Catch of the Week.
There's another one way down there deep below the school. Feels big. That's a striper. All right, we finally got a striper. Wow. All right, well, we've been catching mostly hybrid stripers today, and finally kept at it and caught a nice Lake Tawakoni striper just to finish it up. All right, that one will make 18 inches, so we'll put him in the live well. And time right now for this week's Costa Catch of the Week. Someone wins free Costa sunglasses. He is Martin Garza of Temple, Texas. Now, this is a really cool story. Martin is in the U.S. Navy, and he is stationed at Kings Bay, Georgia, and he was fishing in a canoe. The canoe tipped over and left him in alligator-infested waters. He got himself to shore, made one cast, and his first cast he caught this 7-pound largemouth bass. So Martin wins his choice of any pair of Costa sunglasses, and you can see all the Costas by going to our website at southwestoutdoorsreport.com. On the front page, click on the Costa logo. It'll take you directly to their website. You can see all the frame styles, all the lens styles, including this month's frame style of the month, Jose, the frames I've been wearing on today's show. And it's time right now for this week's Academy Sports and Outdoors Right Stuff feature, the right gear to catch these hybrids and stripers at Lake Tawakoni. Here are 4 different baits that we caught the fish on today's show. In my hand is an umbrella rig. This one's got 4 different baits on it. That's the Jean LaRue Sweet Swimmer swim baits on it. Then we've got a big spoon, top right. We've got a spook dog walking type bait, a cigar type bait, lower right. And we've got a small 7/8 or 1 ounce jigging spoon, chrome with a single hook on it on your lower left. So as I said, you bring these baits to Lake Tawakoni, you'll have a great chance to catch these fish. Employ the tips that we gave you on today's show on how to find those fish with your fish finder, with your naked eye, watching for the birds, watching for the boils on top of the water, and you'll have a good chance to catch you some great fish here at Lake Tawakoni. Thanks for joining us for this week's show. Be sure to join us next week, Thursday night at 10:30 p.m. You can always see the show Saturday morning at 8 o'clock on the re-air. You can see the latest episode 24/7 at the front page of our website. You can go straight to the past episodes from our website to the YouTube channel. We've completely redesigned it with lots of new features, and you can always see exclusive content that you won't see on the TV show at our Facebook page, and you can get there from the front page of the website as well. From Lake Tawakoni in Northeast Texas, until next week, I'm Barry Stokes saying be safe, have fun. Bye-bye, y'all.